Welcome to 1986. So we can back this unit out of here. Maybe there's some of you that don't really enjoy the 1986 Corvette. I get it. But let me convince you. Because at first I was not convinced myself. And you know, when I found this car peeking out of the back of that warehouse and I saw the yellow nose poking out, I thought, hey, that's a cool color. But I knew once I walked back there and saw that this was an automatic, I could walk away and I was going to feel relieved about that. But when I looked in and saw it was a manual, I knew I was going to be in trouble because I was intrigued. And when I popped the hood and saw the Bilstein shocks, I saw the big brakes, the wide wheels, I knew it was the Z51 package as well. So here I am, and I am taking pride in driving this car. It's been fun. Part of that pride probably stems from the fact that I feel like I brought it back. It hadn't run in over 10 years, is what the guy said. It had been sitting in the guy's garage for 20 years. He'd only driven it a couple of times. He couldn't get the overdrive to work. The clutch had stopped working. It wouldn't start. We know about the issues in the gas tank. We went through all of those things. So part of the pride and part of the fun that I have in this car is the fact that I worked on it and brought it back. Let's see if we can get a little... Woo! And that's the other part of the fun right there. Woo! Now these tires from 2011, they're not part of the fun. In fact, they're a problem. Let's see if we can turn these wipers on. By the way, the wiper switch over here on the door. Why it's on the door, I don't know, but there it is. We'll see if they work. And well, they worked, I think. They went off. There you have it. And today you're going to meet a local semi-legend, a guy that's lived here since the 70s. He built a really neat covered bridge and a cabin that was initially built pre-Civil War. He's got a really cool spot where you can take some pictures. I've taken pictures there before and I've met Glenn before, but today we're going to actually talk to Glenn just for a minute. I think you're going to like him. Talk about an interesting character this guy is. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Overdrive. 19 miles per gallon. You gotta like that. Now the question I get when I drive this car from my car buddies is, what the heck is a Doug Nash 4+3? Well, Doug Nash was an American drag racer who made his name on the track, but was hired by GM to build this transmission for this car. It's a Borg Warner T10 with an overdrive unit strapped on the back. So it functions as a regular 4-speed if you want it to, till you press this little button right here. Now, what I've read and what I've seen is that most people find this very fidgety and they don't like it, and I get it. But for a guy that's mechanical and likes to control the car himself, I like it. I like pressing this button. What's different about driving this car is there's a button on top of the shifter, and that's cool. and it makes this overdrive work. I like it. If I could take each one of you for a ride, I think you would understand my point of view from behind the wheel. And I think you would gain at least an appreciation for the car. The old War Eagle Bridge, grist mill on the War Eagle River, suspension bridge, been here since the 1800s. One thing I found out is when you're taking pictures in places that you don't own and you're not sure who owns them, you want to stand and just act casual. Act like you know what's going on, and maybe no one will notice.
Hello folks, it's old Glenn Clark sitting here on the back of the cabin porch with my good friend right here. I've seen him, met him a time or two, but oh, he's kind of like a bad dog. You forget who he is every once in a while. But I'm tickled they stopped, and look at this car sitting right there. It's got a trailer goes on behind it. He hauls logs on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So
bring them to you and have them
bring
sawed
them
up.
to me. Yeah, I got a sawmill on the hill. But the bridge, I don't know really when I built it. I just happened to have a friend to bring me some railroad ties from the I-40 bridge across the Arkansas River. They're 9 by 18 by 32 foot long. There's 3 of them under there, and it'll hold up just about everything I ever pulled across it. I tore an old barn down, and that's the boards off of it, and from the community, and it's blowed down once. Windstorm come through, and I was down the creek doing something and looked up, and it didn't have a bridge. So I've done rebuilt it once, and it's back up and going again. So, and the old cabin I bought off of a underwater welder from Galveston, Texas. Bought a place over here at Rambo, and somebody told me I was looking for a log structure, and somebody told me this one standing over there. So I just happened to jump the truck. That one went over, and he was against the corner of it with a D6 bulldozer fixing to push it over. And I said, been needing one about like this. I said, what would you take for something like that? And it didn't have no roof on it, no floor, nothing. It was just a shamble standing there. And he said, oh, I don't know what anything like this worth. What do you think it's worth? And I said, I have to be worth $150,000. And he kind of right back and looked at me like that, and he said, sure enough. And I said, no, that's bull. So anyhow, he said, tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a week. It shouldn't be standing here in 7 days. I said, got her done. Shook his hand right hard like. Took me about 40 days to build it back. And everybody stopped and looked, and nobody won't stop and help, but everybody stopped and looked. And it's kind of a community center now. People stop and carry on. There's been weddings, divorces, baptizings, killings. Been about everything down here in the creek. So yeah, a lot of folks stop and look at it, especially in the summertime. So I'm proud of it.
Well, it's a great place. You've done a great job with it. I've stopped several times and taken pictures and always admired it.
Yep.
So
anybody welcome, anytime. Bring hot dogs, start you a fire, and bring the kids and let them drink out of the creek. And
well, thank you, Glenn. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for stopping. Y'all come back now, you hear?
That's awesome. Now in the back of the Corvette, they stuck with the traditional round taillights. I like that. At some point in the 90s, they changed these to sort of a square shape. People didn't like it, I don't like it. If it's a Corvette, it should be round. Now in the Z51 Corvette, the wheel size, which I think is a cool design, the wheel size was 16 by 9.5. When the standard Corvette came with 16 by 8.5, which really gives, I think, this car a good look with its big fat tires. I could get a smaller tire, but I don't want to change the look and the profile from the tire to the wheel. I think GM got it just right the way it is. One other thing about the Corvette is they changed the traditional T-top, which had the piece running through the middle and two separate tops. They got rid of that and they added a real targa top like the 911 or the 914, which I think was a huge improvement. It did away with the structure running through the middle here, which I think looked goofy when you took off both of the tops and you just had this piece in the middle. So we finally got a real targa top on the Corvette, and I like that about this car. On the C3 Corvette, you didn't get a trunk in the front, nor did you get one in the back. You only had two little small glove box areas right behind the seat. This is opulent luxury for a Corvette. Now, if you look at these little areas here we have our lug nuts. We have a little storage area here. You can put a sandwich in there or your wallet. Over on this side, we have instructions on how to change the tire and a place for a second sandwich right here.
So what's this car's name? Does it have a nickname yet? It's your only yellow vehicle. Except for the 914.
That's a good question. I don't really know. I have not come up with a name. Old Yeller?
No.
White Lightning? Oh, it's not white. The Golden Nugget? The Yellow Turd?
I kind of like the Golden Nugget.
Golden Nugget?
Yeah.
We're here with the Golden Nugget. Alright, so I got it in fourth gear. If you notice, the shift light comes on right now, telling me to shift. So I'm going to hit the overdrive switch and watch those RPMs. We're doing 50 at 21. 51 at 1400 RPM. The overdrive light comes on. If I want to take it out of overdrive, see this little light comes on to let you know that it is in overdrive. If I want to take it out, press this button twice and I'm back into the 4-speed with no overdrive. You know, in the 911, they don't have cup holders, so I don't ever bring a drink. But in here, we have cup holders. Check it out. Look right here in this secret compartment. Cup holders. So today, I brought my drink. Set my little cup right there. Perfect. You know, driving this old 86 Corvette, it's like going to the Silver Dollar City and riding the old rides. There's a familiar. It's familiar. The golden Nugget rides again. Woohoo! You know, if you like the video, you can subscribe. It's free. Now that would be cool. I appreciate everyone watching, so thank you very much. See you next time. When you drive a... God, I almost ran over that thing. What was that?
Oh, I'm looking.
It was a chicken or something.
Dead or alive?
It was alive.
Okay.